Listen, I know what you're thinking. Another dumbass YouTuber going into a haunted house for views. And yeah, you'd be right, except this wasn't just for views. It was about survival. You think the algorithm cares if you're original? Hell no. You either go viral or you go broke. And right now, I was on the verge of being completely irrelevant, which in influencer terms is worse than death. I was Logan Carter, YouTuber, streamer, professional skeptic. My channel, Carter After Dark, had been big for a while. Paranormal investigations, creepypastas, horror movie breakdowns. If it went bump in the night, I covered it. But lately, my numbers had been tanking. The horror genre had become oversaturated with fakers. People photoshopping ghosts into thumbnails and pretending to get possessed on camera. Meanwhile, I had built my brand on debunking that crap. No Ouija board shenanigans. No OMG guys. I just got dragged by a demon. Fake outs. I prided myself on being real. Problem was, real didn't pay the bills, and rent was due. That's when I got the idea. Ravenwood Manor, an abandoned house just outside of town. Infamous on every ghost hunting forum. The legend? Anyone who saw the ghost in Ravenwood Manor would never stop seeing it. Followed you home. It watched you sleep. Ridiculous, right? The perfect setup. I could already picture the title. I spent the night in the most haunted house? Gone wrong? I called my best friend and go-to-tech guy, Shane Park, to help me set up. You're actually doing this? He asked, half laughing, half concerned. Bro, do you know how many people have disappeared after going there? Nobody's disappeared, they just don't talk about it after. That's literally worse. I snorted. Come on, man, I need this. Logan, Shane sighed, rubbing his face. There's a reason people say not to mess with that place. It's different. Different how? He hesitated. I don't know. People who go in, they come out wrong. My cousin's friend went last year. She kept saying she felt watched for weeks after. Wouldn't sleep. Started seeing her reflection blink when she didn't. I laughed. Okay, that's kinda sick. Maybe she just needed a therapist. Dude, Shane's voice dropped. She killed herself, Logan. The joke died in my throat. Shit, I'm sorry. He sighed. Just be careful, okay? I promised I would, but I already knew one thing for sure. This was going to be my biggest video yet. That night, I pulled up to Ravenwood Manor just before midnight. It was one of those houses that looked wrong no matter what angle you viewed it from. Like the architecture itself was rejecting reality. It had been abandoned for over 50 years, but even from outside you could tell it wasn't empty. The windows gaped like dead eyes, and the front porch sagged under its own weight, daring me to step inside. I grabbed my GoPro, clipped my mic, and fired up the live stream. The chat exploded instantly. Let's go. Dude, you're insane. $10 if you scream like a little bitch. Welcome back, my horror fiends. I grinned into the camera. Tonight, we're doing something truly insane. Spending the night in the legendary haunted-ass Ravenwood Manor. Will I see a ghost? Will I get possessed? Or will I just prove once and for all that ghosts don't exist? Stay tuned. I pushed open the door and stepped inside. The air hit different in there. It wasn't just cold. It was heavy, thick, like stepping into a room full of fog that no one else could see. My breath came out in a sharp exhale. I panned my camera around. The chat was flying. Bro, that place looks cursed. Is anyone else hearing whispers? Or am I tripping? Wait, something moved. I froze. What moved? The messages came in rapid fire. The hallway, left side. Bro, I swear I saw a shadow. Go check it out. I turned the camera left. Long hallway, rotten wallpaper, empty. Guys, I think you're just freaking yourselves out, I said, forcing a laugh. Classic low-resolution, shaky camera ghost sighting. Then, a single message popped up. There's someone standing behind you. I whirled around. Nothing. But for the first time that night, a real chill slid down my spine. I turned back to the chat, but before I could say anything, the screen flickered. Just for a second. Just a tiny glitch. Did you guys see that? I asked. No response. The chat had stopped moving. I frowned. My Wi-Fi wasn't great, but I shouldn't have lost all interaction at once. I checked my phone, no signal. The live stream had crashed. That's when I heard it. Soft, barely audible, right behind me. A whisper. Can you see me? I turned and saw stream offline. I froze. The whisper still rang in my ears. So soft, like a breath against the back of my neck. Can you see me? The room was dead silent. The only sound was my own breathing, coming too fast, too uneven. My fingers clenched around my phone, knuckles pale. The screen stared back at me, useless. No chat, no comments, no connection. Just me, alone, in the dark. Well, at least I thought I was alone. I swallowed hard, forcing out a nervous laugh. Alright guys, if you can still hear me, I think my connection just went to shit. My voice felt too loud in the empty hallway. Nothing, not even my own echo. A sharp pop crackled through my AirPods, then static, like the faint hiss of white noise or maybe whispering. I yanked them out. The sound didn't stop. Okay. This was fine. I just needed to get service again. I took a slow breath, trying to shake the unease creeping up my spine. I wasn't scared. I mean, sure, the air in here felt like it had weight, pressing down on me like I'd stepped into a room full of fog no one else could see. And maybe my own breath sounded too loud in my ears, like the silence was swallowing everything else. But scared? Nah, I was just mildly concerned. Like when your Uber driver starts telling you their conspiracy theories about lizard people and you're not sure if you're getting home alive. I pushed forward into the hallway, camera light sweeping over peeling wallpaper and warped floorboards. The smell of old wood and mildew clung to the air. A door stood slightly open at the end of the hall. I didn't remember it being open before. I swallowed. Alright, horror fiends, if my stream comes back and you're seeing this, just know that I'm going full white person in a horror movie and investigating the creepy-ass door. I reached for the knob. The moment my fingers brushed the wood, BZZZZZT. My phone buzzed violently in my hand. I nearly jumped out of my skin. The screen flashed back to life, and the chat exploded. Holy shit, you're back. Dude, WTF was that? Bro, you were gone for 5 minutes. I blinked. 5 minutes? No way. It had been, what, a few seconds? A minute at most? Why did you just stand there like that, Logan? Dude, please tell me you were joking. You didn't move. You didn't blink. Nothing. I felt something cold crawl up my spine. And also, bro, who were you talking to? My mouth went dry. I forced a laugh, but it came out shaky. You guys are screwing with me, right? The chat kept flooding. No, deadass. Dude, you were just standing there, staring. I swear to God, there was a shadow behind you. My stomach turned. I flicked to my playback recording, and my entire body went rigid, because the chat was right. For nearly 5 minutes, I hadn't moved, hadn't blinked. I just stood there, frozen, staring blankly into the camera. And worse, at one point, I whispered something. The audio was faint, distorted, but I could just barely make out the words. Can you see me? I nearly dropped my phone. That wasn't me. I didn't say that. I didn't even think that. Okay? I muttered, running a hand through my hair. Okay, cool, awesome. I turned back to the chat. Gotta keep control. Stay calm. Don't let them know you're actually freaking the hell out. False alarm, guys. I forced a chuckle. Looks like my camera just glitched. You know, like those weird zoom freezes where someone's face looks possessed for a second. The chat wasn't buying it. Nah bro, that wasn't a glitch. Check your reflection. My reflection? I turned slowly, scanning the dimly lit hallway. At the far end, a dust-covered mirror hung on the wall. The glass was warped, stained with age, but I could see my outline in it, faint and hazy. I lifted my hand. The reflection lifted its hand. I tilted my head, tilted back. Nothing weird, nothing. Then it smiled. My breath caught. I wasn't smiling. The reflection's mouth curled up, slow and wrong, teeth too white in the dim light. And then it raised its hand and waved, like it was saying hello, or goodbye. I stumbled back, heart hammering. My phone nearly slipped from my grip as I turned back to the chat. Bro, WTF, did y'all just see that? Nope. IT waved at you, WTF. Get out of there, Logan. Something creaked behind me. Not a house-settling creak. A deliberate, heavy step. I turned. The hallway stretched long and empty before me, but at the very end, where the shadows pooled thick and black, something moved. Something tall. Something watching. The whisper came again, curling soft against my ear. Can you see me? The screen glitched, and the live stream cut to black. Okay. I needed to breathe. I stared at my phone, the dead screen reflecting my wide-eyed, sweat-slick face. The live stream was gone, cut off like something had yanked the plug. I was alone. No chat. No followers watching my back. Just me, standing in the middle of a decaying mansion, with whatever the hell that was still lurking somewhere in the dark. My pulse slammed against my ribs. Get it together, Logan. This was just a tech issue, a glitch. Paranormal interference wasn't real, right? I swiped at my phone. Nothing. No signal, no Wi-Fi, no way to go live again. Awesome. Just awesome. I exhaled hard, rolling my shoulders. Alright, game plan. 1. Get the hell out of here. 2. Upload the footage later and spin this disaster into content gold. 3. Never ever come back. Sounded solid. Logical. Not at all like I was running from something I couldn't explain. I turned back toward the front door, and that's when I noticed something. Something small. Something wrong. My GoPro. It was on the floor now, a few feet away, tilted at a weird angle. I hadn't put it there. My stomach twisted. I clipped it to my chest rig before starting the stream. Had it fallen? Maybe, but how did it end up over there? A cold ripple crawled up my spine. I bent down, hesitating for just a second before scooping it up. The red recording light blinked steadily, still rolling. That meant it had caught everything after the stream cut off. My hands felt weirdly numb as I tapped the playback button. The screen flickered, then loaded the last recorded moments. I braced myself, and then I saw it. At first, the footage looked normal. Just me, frozen in the hallway, staring at the mirror. But then, something changed. The reflection. It didn't just wave. It stepped forward. Not like a normal movement. Not like I was walking. The reflection just glitched forward, closer to the glass, without moving its legs. Then it smiled. My gut clenched. The reflection lifted a hand, pressed it against the glass, and then, whisper soft, it spoke. Can you see me? I nearly dropped the GoPro, because here's the thing. On the video, I never moved my lips. That whisper, it hadn't come from me. I was officially out. I didn't care if the chat called me a coward. I didn't care if this was the biggest horror mystery of the decade. I was done. I spun on my heel, heading straight for the exit. My boots pounded against the warped wood floor as I power walked toward the grand foyer. The front door loomed ahead, slightly ajar. Good. I wasn't locked in. I was getting out. I crossed the threshold into the foyer and slammed to a stop. The door was gone. Not shut. Not blocked. Just gone. The entire wall stretched solid before me, rotting wallpaper covering what had been an open doorway seconds ago. I blinked, my breath locking in my chest. My brain refused to process what I was seeing. This wasn't real. Couldn't be real. I reached out, pressing my palm against the wall. Solid, as cold, like it had always been there. No door, no way out. A tremor slid through my fingers. My mind reeled, flipping through every possible explanation. A prank? No, that wasn't possible. The chat had seen the door open. Had seen it open. This was wrong. This was impossible. And then the whisper came again. Closer this time. Can you? I bolted. I don't even remember turning. But suddenly I was running, tearing through the house like a rat in a maze. My boots slammed against the floors, breath ragged in my chest. I turned down a hallway, wrong turn, dead end. I doubled back, wrong again. It was like the house was shifting around me, twisting itself inside out. Every door led to another hallway. Every turn took me deeper inside. The architecture didn't make sense anymore. Walls stretched too high, corridors curved at unnatural angles. My reflection flashed in broken mirrors, except in some of them it didn't match my movements. And the whispering, it was everywhere now. Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? The words slithered through the air, curling around me like fingers. I clapped my hands over my ears. It didn't stop. I squeezed my eyes shut. It got louder, then silence. Everything just stopped. I cracked my eyes open, and that's when I saw it. At the end of the hallway, standing still, a figure, tall, wrong, watching. Its head was tilted, body slightly hunched like it had been waiting for me to notice. My breath stilled, my muscles locked, every instinct screaming at me to run. Then it moved. Fast. Too fast. It jerked forward, flickering like a bad signal, closing the distance in a blink. And suddenly it was right there. I didn't have time to think, didn't have time to breathe. All I saw was its face. It was mine, but not. Distorted. Wrong. Its mouth split too wide, teeth stretching, black pits where its eyes should be. And then it leaned close. The last thing I saw was its lips parting, and whispering, right against my ear. Can you see me? The screen glitched, and my vision went black. I woke up on the floor, not just any floor, the wrong floor, cold, damp, wood splintering under my fingers like something had been chewing at it for years. The air stank of rot, dust, and something worse, something sour, like old breath curling against my skin. My head throbbed. My brain felt scrambled, like a TV flickering between static and something that shouldn't be broadcasting. I pushed myself up, groaning, stomach rolling from whatever the hell had just happened. And then the memory flooded back. The thing in the hallway, the way it wore my face, the way it whispered against my ear. "Can you see me?" My chest tightened. My hands clenched into fists. I didn't want to see it again, but I also had a terrifying, gut-deep feeling that it could still see me, somewhere, waiting, watching. I swallowed hard, trying to ground myself. "Okay," I muttered, voice hoarse. "Okay, Logan, get your shit together." I pulled my phone from my pocket. Dead, of course. The GoPro? Still recording. Its tiny red light blinked up at me, steady and patient. Something in me shuddered. I could review the footage, check what had happened between the blackout and now. But another, much more terrified part of me whispered, "What if you don't want to see?" I stuffed the GoPro into my pocket and ignored that thought. Instead, I focused on where the hell I even was. The room around me was all wrong. It looked like an old nursery, torn wallpaper peeled in strips, revealing rotting wood beneath. A crib sat in the corner, rocking ever so slightly, even though there was no breeze. And worst of all, the walls. They weren't just walls. They were covered in mirrors. Not fancy, antique mirrors. Not sleek, modern ones. Just shattered glass. Dozens and dozens of broken mirror fragments nailed haphazardly into the walls, tilting at angles that shouldn't have made sense. Some reflected the ceiling. Some reflected the walls. Some reflected nothing at all. And one was watching me. I didn't move, didn't breathe, but my reflection did. Not all of them, just one. It was subtle at first, just a blink out of sync with the others. Then it tilted its head. A slow, twitchy movement, like a puppet strings had been yanked too hard. I clenched my jaw. "I see you," I whispered. The reflection grinned. A slow, stretching grin, too wide. And then, as I watched, its hands lifted, fingers curling against the glass, tapping, once, twice, a slow, rhythmic knocking, like it was testing the barrier, or waiting for me to knock back. Not playing this game, I muttered, backing away. My foot hit the crib, creaked, rocking back and forth. And that's when the mirror shattered. Not just one, all of them. A deafening crash exploded through the room as every single mirror fragment burst into shards, raining down like sharp, glinting hail. I threw my arms up, heart slamming into my ribs as tiny slivers of glass bit into my skin. Then a sound, a scraping. I forced myself to look, and I wished I hadn't. Something was crawling out of the broken mirror. My reflection, but it wasn't me. Not really. It twitched as it moved, limbs bending wrong. Its jaw cracked open too wide, splitting its face with that same awful grin. My pulse went haywire. It dragged itself forward, hands scraping against the wooden floor, leaving behind a dark, oozing trail, like it was pulling itself out of something, like the mirror had been holding it in, and now it was free. I ran, didn't think, didn't breathe, just moved. I tore through the nursery, kicking over the crib as I sprinted for the door. But the moment my hand hit the knob, it locked. I twisted harder, rattled it, yanked. No. Behind me, the thing kept crawling. Faster now. Jerking, twitching, its body glitching forward like a video buffering at the wrong speed. And then it laughed. Not a real laugh. Not human. A static distortion. Like TV noise and garbled whispers, tangled together into something that almost sounded real. "Can you see me?" It was right behind me. I did the only thing I could. I turned. We faced each other, me and the thing wearing my face. Only now it didn't just look wrong. It looked hungry. It loomed over me, its mouth stretching too wide, like it wanted to swallow me whole. For a heartbeat, I saw something inside its mouth. Not teeth, not darkness. Something moving, something watching. I screamed, and then the lights flickered. Reality twisted. The world went black, and I was falling. I woke up choking on my own breath. My lungs seized. My chest burned. My body jerked upright before my brain even caught up. I was somewhere new. The nursery was gone. The broken mirrors? Gone. The thing that had been crawling out of them, the thing wearing my face, gone. For now. I swallowed hard, throat dry and tight. The air around me was thick, heavy, wrong. Where was I? The room felt different. Not just haunted. Felt like a place where things had happened. Bad things. I pushed myself up, my body screaming in protest. My palms stung, Tiny cuts everywhere from where the glass had rained down. My phone was gone. My GoPro was gone. Panic spiked through me. I patted my pockets, searched the floor, whipped around. Nothing. No camera. No phone. No way to prove this was real. Or worse, no way to prove I still existed. A cold thought slithered through my skull. Was I still being streamed? Was I even real if no one was watching? I shoved that thought away before it could take root. I wasn't dead. I wasn't gone. I was still me. I had to be, right? A sound echoed in the distance. Not a voice. Not a whisper. Something digital. A notification. My head snapped up. The sound was coming from somewhere deeper in the house. Like a text alert. Like a live stream ping. Like a chat. My pulse kicked into overdrive. No way. No way. I took a shaky breath, forced my feet to move, and followed the sound. The hallway stretched out in front of me, long and endless. Doors lined both sides, some open, some shut. I didn't want to know what was behind them. I just kept walking. The sound grew louder. Ping, ping, ping. The unmistakable chime of a live chat flooding with comments. I rounded the corner and froze there, at the end of the hallway. My phone, propped up against an old wooden chair, the screen glowing in the dark, streaming. My hands shook as I reached for it. I flipped the screen up. The live stream was live. Somehow, against all logic, against all reason, I was still broadcasting. But I wasn't holding the camera, and I wasn't the one filming. I swallowed hard and scrolled through the chat. Bro, where did you go? What the actual fuck is happening? Dude, look behind you. My blood ran cold. Slowly, I turned the phone around and saw the stream, saw what they were seeing, saw what was behind me. It was me, standing in the dark, eyes wide, face blank, watching, not moving, not blinking, just staring straight into the camera. I whirled around, nothing, empty hallway, no one there, but on screen the other me smiled, a slow, curling, knowing grin. Then the chat glitched. What is happening? Wait, WTF. Who is controlling the camera? He's moving. And then, the other me raised a hand and waved. I dropped the phone, couldn't breathe, couldn't think. This was wrong. All of this was wrong. I backed away, my body trembling. I had to get out. I had to wake up. Had to do something. And then, a message popped up. Not from the chat. Not from a viewer. From a private account. No username. No profile pic. Just a message. You shouldn't have looked. My chest locked. And then, a new notification. A new viewer. Joining the live stream. The name? Unknown_user_000. I stared. Something deep in my gut twisted. A DM popped up. Unknown_user_000. I see you. I shut off the stream, but the phone didn't turn off. The screen flickered, and the stream turned back on by itself. Live again. And in the chat, Unknown_user_000. Can you see me? The screen glitched, and the live stream cut to black. When I was a kid, my mom used to tell me, if you ever get lost, stay put. Made sense, right? If you start running in random directions, you'll only get more lost. So I sat my dumbass down on sidewalks, in supermarkets, even once in a goddamn corn maze, trusting that eventually, someone would find me. But here's the problem. I wasn't lost in a mall. I wasn't lost in a cornfield. I was lost in Ravenwood Manor, and no one was coming to find me, not unless they wanted to be found, too. I stared at my phone, my pulse hammering in my skull. The live stream wouldn't turn off. The chat kept flooding. Bro, WTF is happening? Why can't you end the stream? Dude, look. My breath caught. The chat knew something I didn't, and that meant I turned the phone toward me, checked the screen, saw the live stream, saw myself, saw what was standing right behind me. A figure, tall, wrong, watching. I whipped around, nothing. The hallway stretched empty before me. But when I looked back at the screen, the figure was still there, closer now. A black void where its face should be, except not quite a void. Something inside the darkness. Something moving, like hands, like faces, like something trying to escape. My stomach twisted. Nope, no fucking way. I bolted, didn't think, didn't breathe, just ran. The hallways twisted around me, stretching longer than they should. Doors blinked in and out of existence. Reality glitched around the edges. I slammed through an open doorway and nearly screamed, because suddenly I was outside. I staggered to a stop, breath catching in my throat. No way, no fucking way. But I was outside, in front of the house, the same spot I'd started in, the same porch, the same dead grass. Had I escaped? Had I actually made it out? I spun around. The house loomed behind me. The front door sat wide open, waiting, daring me to come back in. The wind howled through the empty trees, rattling dead branches like whispering fingers. I turned back to my phone. The live stream was still running. Holy shit, you made it out? Bro, get in your car and leave. No. Guys, look at the house. Look in the window. My blood ran cold. I lifted my gaze and saw it. There, in the second-story window, standing perfectly still, watching me. It was me, perfect copy. Same hoodie, same jeans, same face, except for the eyes. Mine were brown, his were black. A vast, empty darkness like someone had hollowed them out. And then he lifted a hand and waved. I took a step back. This wasn't real. This couldn't be real. My foot hit something solid. Metal. My car. It was right there. The driver's door unlocked. The keys in the ignition. I yanked the door open, threw myself inside, and slammed it shut. My hands shook as I jammed the key forward. The engine roared to life. I hit reverse so fast my tires kicked up gravel. I wasn't questioning this. I wasn't waiting. I was getting the hell out. The house shrank in my rearview mirror. The road stretched before me, dark and empty. I was free. My breath came out shaky, disbelieving. I had made it. I had fucking made it. I gripped the wheel with trembling fingers, knuckles white. And then a ping. A new message. From unknown_user_000. I swallowed hard and forced my eyes to the screen. Unknown_user_000. You're not supposed to leave. My stomach dropped. Then the radio cut out. The car lights flickered. And my reflection in the rearview mirror smiled. The screen glitched. The live stream cut to black. I didn't move. Didn't blink. Didn't breathe. My hands were locked on the steering wheel. Knuckles white, heart pounding like a war drum in my chest. The car was still running. The road stretched out in front of me, empty and dark, just a straight shot back to civilization. Except, I wasn't alone in the car. I saw it, not with my actual eyes. No, that would have been too easy. I saw it in the rearview mirror, sitting in the back seat, watching, smiling. Let's get something straight. I'm not the type to jump to ghost shit immediately. I've debunked dozens of fake hauntings. Hell, I've literally spent nights in cemeteries, horror movie-style cabins, abandoned asylums, you name it. And every time, the answer has been the same. There's always a logical explanation. But this was not logical. This was not normal. This was wrong. Because I knew what I was looking at. It was me, sitting in the back seat. But I wasn't sitting in the back seat. I was right here, hands gripping the wheel, breath hitching in my throat, skin crawling like something was moving underneath it. And the other me? It didn't move. It just stared. Okay, Logan, think. I had two options. Option 1, turn around. Look directly at it. See whatever fresh horror show my doppelganger had waiting for me. Option 2, floor it. Get the hell out of here and pretend I never saw anything. Guess which one I picked? I slammed my foot on the gas. The car lurched forward, tires screeching against the cracked asphalt. The engine roared as I sped down the road, gripping the wheel so tight my fingers ached. I didn't look in the mirror again. Wouldn't. If I just ignored it, maybe it would go away. That was the plan. Right up until my phone lit up. A notification from the chat. I didn't want to read it, but my eyes flicked down anyway. Dude, look behind you. My stomach flipped inside out. I knew that if I turned, if I looked into the back seat, I would see something I wasn't supposed to see. And yet, a new message popped up. Logan, it's smiling. Fuck. I gritted my teeth, refusing to look up. And then my radio cut out. The music warped. Static hissed through the speakers, distorting into something else. Something wet. Something breathing. My mouth went dry. Then, right behind my ear, can you see me? I almost crashed the car. I yanked the wheel too hard, skidding against the asphalt. My tires screamed. My breath locked in my throat as the car swerved dangerously close to the ditch. I had no choice. I turned. I looked, and I saw the thing in the back seat. It wasn't me anymore. It had changed. Still my face. Still my clothes. But the eyes black voids. A mouth too wide, too hungry. Hands clawing against the seat. It lurched forward. I screamed. Then the screen glitched, and I wasn't in the car anymore. I blinked. No engine noise. No road. No car at all. Just a room. I was sitting in a chair. A single, flickering bulb buzzed overhead, casting everything in a weak, yellow glow. The walls were made of screens, hundreds, thousands, and every single one was playing my live stream. The footage looped over and over. Me standing in the hallway, me in the nursery, me running from something I couldn't see, me in the car gripping the wheel, and on every single screen the chat was still moving. Bro, WTF is this? Where are you? Why does it look like you're in a stream? Who's holding the camera? My stomach twisted. I wasn't holding the camera. I wasn't streaming. And yet, the live stream was still going. Somebody was filming me. My pulse slammed against my ribs. I stood up, my breath coming out fast and shaky. My body felt wrong, like static, like I wasn't fully here. I turned toward the largest screen, and that's when I saw it. The live stream timer. It wasn't counting up. It wasn't even frozen. It was counting down. 2 minutes and 57 seconds, 2 minutes and 56 seconds, 2 minutes and 55 seconds, like a countdown to something. Something bad. I staggered backward. What happens when it hits 0? My voice came out raw, shaky. Nobody answered, except for the chat. Bro, end the stream, WTF. I don't like this. What happens when the countdown ends? Guys, he's not alone. The last message made my blood run cold. I turned, and standing right behind me was him, not me, not the thing from the house, something else, a figure in the dark. No face, no features, just watching, silent, still, waiting. Then it tilted its head, and the countdown kept ticking. 1 minute and 4 seconds, 1 minute and 3 seconds, 1 minute and 2 seconds. I took a shaky breath. Whatever happened at 0, I wasn't gonna be here for it. I ran, hard, fast, no direction. I didn't care where I was going, only that I was getting the hell out. The room blurred around me. Nothing but a smear of flickering screens and endless versions of myself. Every wall showed my own face, twisted in fear, running just like I was. I wasn't alone in the stream anymore. I was inside it, and the countdown was still ticking. 00:00:45. 00:00:44. 00:00:43. I didn't know what would happen when it hit 0. I didn't want to find out. Let's be clear. I am not a runner. I barely run when my DoorDash driver gets here early and I have to sprint to the door before they drive off with my Chick-fil-A. But right now, I was Olympic level booking it. My lungs burned. My legs screamed. I didn't care, because something was following me. I could hear it. Not footsteps, not breathing, something glitching, like audio skipping in a corrupted file, like a body flickering in and out of existence. And I knew it was getting closer. The screens around me warped. Some played clips of my old streams, me laughing, reacting to horror movies, debunking fake hauntings. Others showed something new, stuff I had never filmed. Me standing alone in my apartment, sleeping in my bed, walking down the street, my stomach twisted. Those weren't my videos, but something had been watching me for a long time, maybe even before Ravenwood Manor, maybe before I ever started streaming. 00:00:25. 00:00:24. 00:00:23. The countdown was almost at 0, and the thing behind me, right there, I didn't stop running, didn't look back, because I knew if I did, if I actually saw it, I'd never stop seeing it. That's how this worked, right? That was the rule. If you see the ghost, it sees you back. If you look into the abyss, it reaches out. And if you watch the stream too long, it starts watching you. I kept running until, bam, I slammed face first into something solid. A door, the first one I'd seen. I fumbled for the handle, heart jackhammering. My fingers slipped, sweaty and shaking. I forced it open and fell through. Darkness swallowed me whole. The door slammed shut behind me. Silence. No footsteps. No whispering. Just me, curled up on the floor, breath hitching, heartbeat hammering against my ribs. I sat up slowly. My body felt glitchy, like I wasn't fully here. The room was wrong. Not like before. Not like Ravenwood Manor. This wasn't some haunted house anymore. It was something else. Something deeper. And then, in the distance, a soft chime. A notification. My stomach twisted. No. I knew that sound. It was the chat. But there was no screen here. No phone. Only darkness. And then another ping. Then another. Then a flood. The sound rushed toward me in an endless, overlapping wave. Notifications exploding all around me. Clamped my hands over my ears. but it didn't stop. My own voice, echoing, distorted, played back on loop. Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? 00:00:05 00:00:04 00:00:03 I screamed. The sound crashed over me. And then, silence. Midnight. I gasped for air, like I'd been drowning and had just broken the surface. Light exploded around me. I squeezed my eyes shut, heart racing. What happened? Where was I? Was I still trapped? I cracked my eyes open, and my stomach dropped. I was back home, sitting at my desk, laptop open, camera running, the live stream still rolling. I blinked. My hands trembled. What the hell? Had I imagined all of that? Had I really been at Ravenwood? Had I really been trapped in the stream? I stared at the chat. Messages flooded in. Bro, WTF just happened? Why did you go quiet for 5 minutes? Dude, your screen glitched bad. Wait, who was that standing behind you? I froze. My mouth went dry. No. I wasn't looking. I wasn't turning around. I wasn't. But then, a single message popped up. One I'd seen before. One I'd never wanted to see again. Unknown_user_000. Can you see me? The screen glitched, and the stream cut to black. I should have stopped. I should have burned my hard drives, smashed my cameras, and thrown my phone into the goddamn ocean. I should have logged off forever. But I didn't, because here's the thing about horror. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once it sees you, you're never alone again. I stared at the last chat message. Unknown_user_000. Can you see me? My breath hitched. My skin prickled. I didn't turn around. Wouldn't. I forced my hands to stay on the desk, even though my whole body was screaming to run. Instead, I did something worse. Something I shouldn't have done. Something that sealed my fate. I typed back, "Me? Who are you?" The chat exploded. "Bro, WTF are you doing? Logan, stop. You're not supposed to talk to it." But I already had. And the moment I hit send, a new message appeared. Instant. Too fast. Like it had been waiting. Unknown_user_000. You already know. My stomach twisted. No. I didn't know. I didn't want to know. But the screen glitched, and my reflection in the monitor didn't move with me. I shoved my chair back, stumbled away from my desk, my breath ragged, uneven. The reflection of me, the wrong me, just sat there, staring, smiling. Then, slow and deliberate, it lifted a hand, not to wave, to point, at me. And then the stream turned itself back on. The screen flooded with notifications. The chat went insane. "Bro, WTF is happening? You weren't live a second ago. Why did your face just glitch? Dude, you're lagging in real life." I swallowed hard. My hands shook, because they were right. I felt it. Something off. Like I wasn't fully here. Like I was buffering. And then a new message. Unknown_user_000. You're part of it now. My pulse slammed against my ribs. Part of what? I didn't ask, because I already knew the answer. I reached for my phone. I didn't know what I was planning to do. Maybe call Shane, maybe smash it, maybe throw it out the fucking window. But the moment my fingers brushed the screen, a notification popped up. New video upload. Can you see me? Posted 1 second ago. My own channel, my own account. I hadn't posted anything. My hands went cold. I clicked it. The video started playing. And it was me, sitting in this room, right now, the exact moment I was living in. Except the other me was staring at the camera, motionless, expressionless, until slowly, it tilted its head, and whispered, "Can you see me?" The screen glitched, and the video kept going. It wasn't a recording. It was the future, my own live stream, playing before it even happened. I watched myself stand up from my desk. I watched myself walk toward the door. I watched myself turn out the lights. And then I watched myself look straight into the camera, expression blank, eyes empty, and whisper, again, "Can you see me?" Then the other me smiled, and the video ended. I jerked my gaze away, heart hammering, chest tight. The chat was freaking out. "Bro, WTF, did we just watch? Did you just stream the future? Why did you smile like that?" I hadn't smiled. Not yet. Not until the end of the video, which meant it was still going to happen. I had to stop this. I didn't care what it took. I was ending the stream. I lunged for my computer, but the screen flickered, and my own reflection grinned. Then slowly it stood up, in the monitor, while I stayed perfectly still. And then it turned out the lights, the screen cut to black, and the real me? I was still sitting there, but the chat? Still running, still streaming, and every single comment said the same thing. Logan, why are you smiling? I didn't post the video, I didn't schedule the stream, I didn't do any of it, and yet, there it was, trending worldwide, my face plastered across every feed, every timeline, every notification bar. I watched the numbers climb, climb, climb. Hundreds of thousands of viewers, millions of views, a wildfire of viral horror. I should have been happy. This was the dream, right? To be seen. But now all I wanted was to disappear. My phone buzzed non-stop. Texts, DMs, missed calls. Every message was the same. Dude, WTF is going on? You're live right now. I watched the video and now my camera keeps glitching. Bro, I saw you in my mirror. I'm not joking. That last one hit different, because I knew what that meant. The curse, the thing that haunted me, it was spreading. My hands shook. I clicked on the live stream. My own face stared back at me, but it wasn't live. It was the future, a recording of something I hadn't done yet. The chat scrolled so fast I could barely read it. Logan, stop please. Why are you just sitting there? Bro, why are your eyes black? My stomach twisted. I wasn't doing anything. Not yet. But then the other me moved. On the screen, I stood up. Slow. Unnatural. Like a puppet being lifted by invisible strings. The me in the live stream walked toward the camera. Leaned in. Face inches from the lens. The chat exploded. What the fuck? Bro, stop. He's looking at us. And then the other me spoke. Can you see me? The screen glitched, and the chat froze. I slammed my laptop shut. My heart pounded. My head felt wrong, like something was inside my skull. Twisting, crawling, grinning. This wasn't just a ghost. This wasn't just a haunting. This was a virus, a digital curse. It wasn't stuck in Ravenwood Manor anymore. It wasn't stuck in the live stream. It was in me, and now, it was in everyone watching. A loud knock rattled my front door. I flinched so hard I nearly fell out of my chair. My phone buzzed again. A text from Shane. Open the door. I'm outside. I stumbled to my feet, threw open the door. Shane barreled inside, eyes wide, out of breath. Dude, he gasped. What the actual fuck is going on? I shook my head. I don't know, but I did. I knew exactly what was happening. And the worst part? It wasn't over. It was just beginning. Shane pulled out his phone. Your stream is everywhere, Logan. It's not just YouTube. It's on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. People are reposting clips. They're seeing. He hesitated. I frowned. Seeing what? He swallowed hard. Things. In their own houses. I felt sick. Shane kept scrolling. People are freaking out, saying their reflections are moving wrong, that they hear whispers when they put their AirPods in, that their phones are vibrating even when they're off. The blood drained from my face. I reached for my own phone, opened my camera app, switched to selfie mode, and nearly dropped it. My own reflection, staring at me, expression blank, eyes black, mouth curled into a grin. Then it tilted its head, just like the one from the house, just like the one in the live stream, and then it lifted a hand, and waved, like it was saying hello, or goodbye. I slammed the phone down. My breath hitched. No. Shane's voice trembled. Logan. I looked up. His phone screen was glowing. A new notification. A new viewer. The name? Unknown _user_000.